Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
I am Taya Salam. It's great to have you join us on the show.
Okay, all right, let's start with what's happening on the continent of Africa. Talking about two Nigerian teams will be in action this weekend, Rangers and, of course, Enyimba International. And two of them, all they have to do is to try as much as possible to win their games to stand a chance of maybe progressing out to the group stage.
They have their work cut out. They haven't started well. Both are Enyimba Rangers. So it's another opportunity for them. It's another match day for them to get 3 points and perhaps just to keep their hopes of advancing into the next round alive.
Okay. All right.
All right, then. Also on the show, we'll be talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League match day 14. We'll be doing a comprehensive preview of all the games.
And also on the program, it wasn't a good return for Russell Westbrook. He went to OKC, and of course, it was a party that was spoiled for him by the players. But it was a good reception for him. I'm talking about the NBA right now. Let's move on to the next one, which is the NBA, where Russell Westbrook returns to Oklahoma City Thunder. And, of course, the OKC players had to spoil the party for him.
The players spoiled the party, had an amazing reception from the fans for obvious reasons. Played 11 great seasons with that franchise. But when it comes to sports, Cecilia, you don't know friends until after the game. And when the game started, when it was tip of time, OKC players came to the party.
Yeah.
They came to play, and they ensured the Houston Rockets went back home, you know, with tails between their legs.
113 and 92. Yes, that's the scoreline.
It was quite convincing, quite comfortable victory for the OKC Thunder and Chris Paul and the like. So, of course, we're going to talk about that match in a bit now, but there were other games that were played in the NBA as well too. Just 4 games played from last night / early this morning. One of those rare days where you don't have too many games in the NBA. 4 games, and we have the results for you, starting with the matchup between OKC and the Rockets. Ended 113 to 92 in favor of the OKC Thunder. Like we said, that's our featured game, and we'll come back to it in a moment. Elsewhere, the Celtics lost against the Philadelphia 76ers, 109 to 98. Josh Richardson scoring 29 points. Ben Simmons adding 19 for Philadelphia, who won without injured center Joel Embiid, who unfortunately is going to have to go
surgery on Friday. That's today. Torn ligaments.
Torn ligaments in his finger.
Yeah.
Whew.
You'll be re-evaluated in 2 weeks' time, so you know how long it will be out. So they're definitely going to
miss him.
But then, with
based
Richardson
on this kind of
and
results,
Ben Simmons and all that, well, I think these guys can actually cope without him for a while. But we don't know how long.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too long, and they're able to cope without Ben Simmons, who is obviously their best player. The likes of Mike Scott, Tobias Harris will have to step all forward as well. So let's move on to the matchup between the Blazers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it was Minnesota prevailing 116 to 102. Andrew Wiggins scoring 23 points and adding a season best 8 assists in that particular victory over Portland. Portland being so inconsistent all season. A few days ago, we were talking about how they went to Toronto and beat the defending champions. Now they're playing against another bad side in Minnesota. And they're losing the game.
And Portland is actually, the thing is, Minnesota Timberwolves, missing their star player, Karl Anthony Towns, for the 12th straight game. And you're thinking, just maybe Portland, they just couldn't do anything. But Damian Lillard registered 20 points in the night, 8 assists. The 7th lost in the past 9 games.
Look at that. That's not a good one.
CJ McCollum, what's what happened to him? He had just 15 points.
It's not good enough. I mean, those are your 2-star players, and those players, you expect them to give you 30 a night, and when they're giving you
15
and 15, you're going to struggle to win.
35.
You're going to expect Carmelo to do the job all the time. Carmelo is 35 now.
Absolutely.
This is not Carmelo of 10
20
years ago.
or 25 years old.
Exactly. So
the
Portland Trail Blazers need to really wake up, or else they will just be missing the playoffs after the impressive run to the final in the West last season. Let's move on to the matchup between, last but not the least, the Cleveland Cavaliers are surprisingly somewhat defeating the Detroit Pistons 115 to 112. just a 3 points difference, but a win is a win, and that's all really matters. Tristan Thompson.
Yes, remember the guy?
Yeah, the Cadation.
Okay, he's done with that.
Excadation.
The Excadation
All
poured
right.
in a career high of 35 points, grabbing 40 rebounds also. And of course, Cleveland had to finish overtime on 99-2 run for that particular victory.
That's where they got the job
9-2 run. That's where they got it.
That's a 9-2. When you do 9-2 in overtime, you're as good as
you got
winning the game.
Because they won by just 3 points.
Exactly.
Kevin Love, yes, remember him. Show him some love. 17 points, a goal-ahead 3-pointer, and 9 rebounds. So it was a good one.
So it was very, very crucial to
it was
that victory
crucial
as well, too, because it broke the tie as well. So anyway, so that's it for the NBA, the results. Let's talk about our top performers on the night. Just the two of them. Tristan Thompson, obviously, fantastic night for him. Career high, 35 points. I'm actually surprised it's just 35 is his career high. That's a bit surprising, but he's not a very consistent player.
Yes,
that's the problem. Very, very talented, but not consistent at all.
He's too distracted. I mean, stay focused guy, and we know. He's a good player, but just stay focused.
Off-court distractions.
Yeah, distractions and all that.
Especially with the ladies.
Do you understand what I mean? Okay, that's not the point tonight. But tonight, it was all about him putting some numbers on court, which was more important for him. Russell Westbrook, of course, also made it today as one of the top performers. He had 34.2 rebounds and 5 assists, but that just wasn't enough.
And that's the game we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. Now, the arena, the energy and all that, the pre-game ceremony was awesome. The introduction and all that was awesome. By the end of the day, Russell Westbrook had to go home crying. Okay, let's take a look at the pictures. Yes, welcome back, Ross. We love you.
Welcome back. 11 seasons.
You know what that means? You led them to nine playoffs.
That's like half of your NBA career. 9 playoff appearances, like Cecilia just said now. 1 NBA Finals. Before he was traded to the Houston Rockets in the offseason. And I'm not surprised by the reception compared to what Kevin Durant got every time he's gone back to OKC.
He's more like a betrayer to
KD
most
seen
of
as
the
a
fans.
traitor, right? I don't know. I don't understand that. I'll never understand it, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, Russ Westbrook is seen as a messiah, as that guy that gave everything to the city until it was eventually traded, even though we were told he asked for the trade as well, too. But he got a fantastic reception, MVP. Chance as well to coming from the stand. But when it got to the game itself, Russell Westbrook did his best, 34 points on the night, but it wasn't enough. Scored 18 in the first half. But the Thunder led almost all through, 60-48 at the break after shooting 53.8 from the field. So,
and one person was actually woeful on the night. James Harden, he scored just 17. And of course, it wasn't at his usual best. And 5 of 17 from the field and 2 of 9 from 3-point range.
Another poor shooting performance, shooting night for James Harden. 5 of 17 is very abysmal. Yeah, you don't expect
2 of 9 3-point range.
There you go. That's just poor all-round shooting.
So ended up with just 17 points. Now you know why they lost, right?
Yeah, and for a player who's averaging 38.5 for the season, the top scorer in the league by a mile, it's not good enough.
It's poor.
All right, so that's it for the no, that's not it for the NBA. But this time we're still talking the NBA. But this time around, we're going to talk about a Nigerian interest. I'm talking about Nnamdi Vincent. Cecilia, that
the finance boy in the detail. Okay.
Cecilia,
I didn't just say that.
That's what you just said.
I just said it. Okay, let's talk about Vincent Ene, who just been traded.
The Tigers guard, right?
Absolutely.
We saw him last year. You saw him
at
the World Cup as well too, and you know, playing for the Tigers. And a very decent player, you'd say. Didn't get a lot of minutes though, but he's a very good player. But the news is Vincent Ene has signed for the Miami Heat a 2-way contract, a 2-way deal. That's what it's called, Vincent Ene. And it's fantastic for Nigeria. The more players they have playing in the top leagues, the better for the national team of Nigeria.
Absolutely. He was signed from Stockton Kings. That's where he was at the G League. And we just saw the numbers on your screen. He actually had the very best for his team. Okay.
I mean, like, we will come back to those numbers very soon, but we're seeing Vincent in these pictures when they were in Lagos just last year, getting ready for the
World
FIBA
Cup.
Afro Basket. That was the World Cup in China, where Nigeria went and actually did very well and qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Vincent Ene, the guard for the Stockton Kings in the NBA G League. He's received a call up to the NBA now, two-way contract with Miami, and it's just, I mean, I guess we're just going to wish him all the best.
All the best, yeah. I mean, from G League to the NBA, it's a good one. That's why all his friends and all that be wishing him well, because it's difficult for you to really, you know, G League is the lesser one.
Yeah, G League is just
NBA,
right below
the NBA, and they're always there. So players usually get in. These are the numbers once again. Now, this is what you have. I mean, he's the league leader in the G League.
Averages,
so that's threes, yeah.
Averages,
absolutely.
Right? 23.4. That's
massive.
Impressive.
Now
Cecilia.
you know why the Heat had to block him out.
Exactly. 3.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists. But the very last column there, the 88 3-pointers, which makes him the player with the most, you know, 3-pointers made in the NBA G League. That's fantastic. Now he's got to take his chance, though. He's got to take his chance. Now he might get 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You know, from time to time, might be at the edge of the bench, but whenever he's called up to play, he needs to put in the work.
Put up some numbers. That's what is important. Farouk Aminu actually made us proud until, well, he's injured right now. Okay.
We got news on Farouk Aminu as well.
Much later.
But that's later on.
But then we need to just take a breather now and enjoy the opening ceremony coming from the Youth Winter Olympic Games taking place in Switzerland. And of course, Usain Bolt, one of the big boys, was the one who had to wish those kids a happy celebration. Now, how do you celebrate? Just enjoy yourself, stay focused, and see if you can get the medals, because that's how most of these top athletes started. After that, Tracy will be joining us on the program.